Okay, I guess I am recording now. Good to see everybody. Robbie Allen here with Credit Restoration of Texas. I'm here in beautiful San Antonio, and it's a hot summer day, but I love that hot weather here in San Antonio. So I've been putting together a little series talking about tackling debt because inflation is rampant. Everything is going super high. I mean, gas is doubled, groceries are up 20, 30%. Car insurance, I used to pay $100 a month. Now it's like almost double. It's like 100 well, they wanted to double it. They wanted 212. I was like, are you crazy? So I'm shopping, got it down to 180, and now I'm still shopping around. But rents, I mean, rents are going up two, $300, every time they renew. I don't know. It's very, very hard for tens of millions of Americans. I mean, tens and tens of millions. So we were talking about the different ways to get out of debt. We talked about in the past video taking out a personal loan. So I went over that. Of course, you got to have a good credit score for that, 680, 720. Zero interest credit cards, which Credit Restoration of Texas can help you get with that, but you got to have a good credit score, 720. We can help you get some zero interest credit cards. And I'm just looking over here in notes. Then we talked about the snowball effect, which is very popular with some other financial advisors. Eat rice and beans, and then start with your smallest card. Don't pay over the minimum on the other ones. Just pay the bare minimum, and then pay it. Just focus on one. Well, that's okay if you have any money left over. The reason that most people will get into credit card debt is because their income doesn't. You can't pay for your groceries and your gas and your car insurance and your rent and your electric and your water and your cable and your cell phones and your kids' school and I mean and medical and all this stuff. It's like the money is just not there. So then you end up relying on these cards. And of course, that's the only product that banks have is charging interest. That's it. It's their only product. So they want to keep you on the hamster wheel forever. I mean literally till you die. They want you paying interest. So we talked about those. So we're going to talk about a couple of other ways. Now, the first ones, the personal loans, the 0% interest credit cards, and the snowball. Those are effective, but I mean, they're very difficult to do. You got to have the good credit or extreme discipline. These other ones are also very effective, but and something's got to give. And what normally gives is like if you want a lower payment or you want to get out of debt and not pay all the debt back, then something has to give, right? There's no way to be like, oh, we're going to lower the interest and you're going to pay less and it's only going to take a short amount of time to get out of debt. So what normally gives is the credit. So I'm going to go into a couple of different ones. One is credit counseling. So credit counseling, these are these agencies. You call them up, and what they'll do is they work with the credit card companies to lower your interest rates. Now, if your interest rates are at 23% and you can get them down to 8, 10, 12%, maybe that's good enough for you. And maybe your payments lower a little bit. But you will have to close the cards. So you do lose the cards. So it does affect the credit negatively. Now, it's not a charge off or anything like that. But since the cards get closed, you use all of that credit, that open lines. And generally, you're paying back 100% of the debt. In addition to that, you're still paying 8 to 12% interest. So it's not like it's not like a quick fix, right? It's nothing. Well, nothing about this is quick, but it's instead of taking. Y'all have looked at your credit card statements. It says if you make the minimum payments, it's going to take you 12 years, 18 years. It's crazy. So with credit counseling, maybe you get it done, sooner. Maybe you get it done in 5 to 7 years, something like that. So you'll get out of it, but it's still a heavy burden. And most people, it doesn't save them enough money. So you go from a $1,000 payment to an $800 payment. It really doesn't save you enough money to have a significant impact to increase the cash flow for you and your family. So that's credit counseling. Nothing wrong with that. That's a viable option. Another way, and this is a scary word, but it's a tool, right, that you can use is bankruptcy. Bankruptcy, I mean, here in America, there are no debtors' prisons. Nobody's going to jail over their debt. It's a civil thing. So, and bankruptcy is designed if you really need a second chance. Now, of course, it stays on your record depending on the bankruptcy that you're going to get. There's a Chapter 7. Now that wipes out all of the debt. Basically, you're insolvent. There's no way with the amount of income that you earn and how much debt you have that you're ever going to pay it off. Those are very hard to get because, I mean, if you're making, let's just say 40, 50, 60, $70,000 a year, and you only have 20 or $30,000 worth of debt and your payment's like six or $800 a month, I don't know if you're going to qualify for a Chapter 7. And, maybe if there's some type of extenuating circumstances, maybe. But also, and that one stays on your credit for 10 years, but everything gets wiped out pretty fast. Then you got a Chapter 13. Chapter 13 is that's what most people are getting. And you're paying back almost all of the debt. I mean, 70, 80% of it, 90% of it. And it could be over like a 3 to 5 year period. And just know that you're going to have, like when you declare bankruptcy, it's a public record. So you have a trustee, a bankruptcy trustee. I mean, and they're all in your business. You got to declare everything. If you make any extra income, you got to let them know what's going on. So if you want to be underneath their thumb, I mean, that's the way to go. Chapter 7's fast, but the Chapter 13 is long. You're going to pay a lot back. And so a lot of people don't want to do that either. Uh, and then, of course, it stays on your credit the Chapter 7's 10 years, Chapter 13. No, Chapter 7's 10 years, Chapter 13 is 7 years. So it stays in your credit a while. And then every time you fill out one of those darn loan forms, well, oh, have you had a bankruptcy? Check. It's like, great. That feels awesome. All right. So the next one is the one that I am involved with, right? We have teamed up with an excellent company called, an excellent company called Debt Redemption, and they do debt settlement and debt relief. And the way that debt settlement and debt relief goes is that this is not, it's not you're not dealing with the courts or anything. They have professional negotiators that negotiate with your creditors. So kind of like the credit counseling thing, you got to close the cards. So you actually, you stop making payments, on your credit cards. Your credit cards are going to close out because you can't make the payments anyways. Then then you open up a savings account and you put, let's say it was $1,000 was your minimum payments. And debt redemption, a lot of times they can get it down to almost 50%. So it could be, let's say now you're paying $600 a month for it could be 48 months. These are just estimates, right? But so you're paying $600 a month for an estimated 48 months because that's what they would estimate that how long it's going to take with that money that they have to settle out all of your accounts, right? However many they are, And so what's really, really great about the program is that one, after 4 to 6 months and the cards close, the interest goes to zero. So now you're not fighting interest because you cannot fight, 23% interest, 30% interest. There's no, unless you're just a higher up manager and you're getting a $10,000 bonus every year, $15,000 bonus, but that is not everyday Americans, right? So then that goes to zero. And then the professional negotiators negotiate the balances for less. So let's say you just have 5 creditors. They're contacting the creditors one by one. Let's just say one of them is Capital One. Okay, I'm calling on behalf of Robbie Allen. He's got a $10,000 credit card, and we want to negotiate it for $5,000, $5,500, $6,000. And they say yes, that sounds great. Good. They go into the savings account. I've been saving $600 a month in there. They take that money and then they settle out the account. And so it's very, very effective at getting out of you out of debt because one, you're not fighting interest, and then two, the balances come down. That's why most of the cases take an estimated 48 months, which is way better than 10 or 12 or 18 years or whatever it's going to take. So 48 months, your credit takes a hit. Something's got to. I mean, in order to go from 1,000 to 600 and only take 48 months, your credit takes a hit. But most of the clients look at it like, well, I can't keep going like this. I'm not getting any younger, right? I mean, I don't want to be doing this for another 10, 12 years. So I'm going to just put my credit just put it on the back burner for now. And then I'm going to work on having a professional company settle my debt and get out of debt. And then that's it. Another great thing about the program, is exclusively for Texans. It is a phenomenal program. The company's been at it for 21 years. They are A plus rated. They are accredited. Not Credit Restoration of Texas. That's, debt redemption, but they're awesome. So we can definitely, put you in contact with them. But also that the they have a they have teamed up, and they've been doing this for 21 years. 21 years, zero complaints. They have teamed up with a one of the top debt defense attorneys in the state of Texas. So then, and it's completely optional. You don't have to get the attorney service, but it's kind of a it's a hairy situation, right? Because if you're letting your credit cards go, they're over $1,000. The chances of being sued, being harassed, and all that is very, very good. So they've also teamed up with the debt defense attorney to where you can have legal representation, and it's very, very powerful, right? It's not prepaid legal. I mean, you're going to have the debt defense attorney, the law firm, send out letters on your behalf to all of your creditors, letting them know that, hey, you're in a hardship, that you're in a settlement program, who you're in the settlement program with, to only communicate with the law firm, and then of course if any judgments or anything, like any legal lawsuits or anything like that are filed, then the attorney is got your back. So it's a phenomenal program. I mean, it is the safest, most effective way to get out of large amounts of debt as quickly as possible without having to declare bankruptcy. And then later on, well, you can work on your financial profile afterwards, but you're out of debt. Like, it's a one and done, big picture solution, not a band-aid. And so that's through debt redemption. So anyhow, I just wanted to go over those different things. And if you have any questions about any of those or wanted more information on debt redemption, please, just you can call us 210-248-9061. You can email us at support@croftx, support@croftx.com. And, we want to help you get out of debt. I know that things are tough out there. Or if you need credit repair, I mean, we do credit repair. Absolutely. We've been doing it since 2007, A plus rated and all that good stuff. So it's Friday evening at 6:15, and I am out.